So what is SEO? Here, this is my website. I have created a page for you guys to have access to all the information that we are going to talk about in this course. There are all the links that you need exist here, all the tools, all the information. And together we are gonna take a look at these and go very deep in them and practice and learn them. All right. So what is SEO? SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization, and it is the process of getting traffic from free, organic, editorial, or natural search results on search engines. First of all, we have many different search engines. The major ones are Google, Bing, and Yahoo. And what we are trying to do, we are trying to create our website, create our web page, a way that rank higher in these search engines. All right. So before we start our course here, before we go very deep in each of the steps that we need to talk about, here I have created a checklist, a 21-step SEO checklist for you. So you can easily just in this website, come here, come down and click on download SEO checklist. And it will open a Google Sheet. You have access to all the steps here. These are the 21 steps. And after that, I have created another thing that I suggest different tools, different useful tools for SEO that you can come here. The links are available and you can use them. But first of all, when you come here, before doing anything, because you cannot edit this Google Sheet, you can just view them. Just come on File, click and come down here, make a copy. Okay, click on Make a Copy, change the name as you like, and this is your copy and you can edit it any way you want it. All right, so we will get to this checklist. You can just come here and download it from this web page that I have created for you. So in this course, we are going to have 3 major steps. The first one here is keyword research. All right. As I said before, SEO may look a bit confusing and may look a bit difficult, but it is not. All right. Our first step is keyword research. Then we are going to talk about building our web page with SEO structures. And finally, we are going after different channels to drive traffic to our web page. SEO only has these 3 major steps, and we are gonna go through each of these and practice them together. Right, so that was all for this lecture. On the next part, I want to introduce a very interesting and useful tool for SEO. So let's go for the next one. So in this part, we are going to learn more about a very useful and interesting tool for SEO. So come to Google and search for Keywords Everywhere extension, as you can see at the top here. And the first link, as you can see, is the Chrome extension. Just open it. And here's the extension. I already have it on my Chrome. So you can come here, click on install. And after you install it, you will activate it. And activation is very easy. You will just go to your extensions. They will request, they will ask you for your email. You will give them and they will send you an API code, and you can come here. As you can see, it is at the top right side here. Just right click on it and click on options, and on the next page, this is the option page of this extension. So here you have to just paste the API code, click on validate, and it will start working. That's all, right? So what's gonna happen after you install it? Let's search for something. Let's search for SEO, for example. So as you can see, when you search for any keyword on Google, you will see some additional information under the search bar. Here we have volume, which is 800,000 per month, cost per click, CPC, $4.5, and the competition is 0.3. It means it is just giving more information about this keyword SEO that we searched for. And at the right side, you can see some related keywords. It is listed at the right side, and under it, you see people also search for these keywords too. So this extension gives you some information about the keyword that you have searched, some related keywords, and also some other additional idea for keywords. All right, you can see here we have SEO Google, how to do SEO, types of SEO, etc. And it is giving us the volume, cost per click, and competition. This is very useful tool and a great practice, because most of us, we use search engines, we search on Google a lot in a day, and this way when we are searching for different keywords, for different phrases, we can just pay attention around and see, all right, what are the related keywords, what are the competition, or the volume, the search volume about this keyword. This is a really great practice that you can do, and later we are going to use this tool, use this extension in our keyword research. All right, so that was all. Let's go for the next one. Before we go very deep into the course, there are several steps that I want to talk about that will help you to benefit this course the most. First of all, if I'm speaking too fast or too slow, somewhere here at the bottom of the screen, you will see some settings to control the speed. Okay, you can increase the speed or decrease the speed any way which is more suitable for you. This is number one. Number two, if you know some of the stuff on the course, for example, you come to a lecture and you see, all right, these stuff are very familiar to me, I already know them. Simply just skip the lecture and don't beat yourself too hard. Why I'm saying this? Because when you get to some topics that you already know them and you heard them over and over and over again, you will get bored and you will not complete the course. Rule number three, if you want to get the certificate of the course, you have to complete all the lectures, and at the end, as you can see here, at the end when you complete all the lectures, let me come to the course content, you see these are the ones, for example, you complete, you will see a check mark in front of them, and at the end when you complete it, you can come here, click on this cup here and get your certificate of this course. So that was all the important steps that will help you to use this course, to benefit this course the most. So let's go for the next part. So keyword research. The first step which we have to talk about in keyword research is keyword conversion and bounce rate. So first of all, keywords are the queries we search for in search engines, and there are two types. So when you go to Google and you search for a phrase, you search for a word, you search for anything, any queries, that is called keyword, right? And there are two types of them. The first type is broad and the second type is long tail. So let's talk about broad keywords. Broad keywords are usually include one or two words, and they have a very huge search volume. For example, here we have WordPress template, chocolate cake, as you can see here, or for example, job. These are all broad keywords. Let's take a look at their search volume when I say it is very huge. So come here and we search for, what was it? The first one, WordPress template. Okay, let me change this. So as you can see, every month it has 60,000 searches. For example, for job, what can we find here? 800,000. You see, these are all broad keywords, and the thing here is that broad keywords has a huge amount of bounce rate and lower conversion. So what is bounce rate? First of all, here I have put links, you can just click on them and there are more information about bounce rate and conversion, as you can see here. But bounce rate, let's say for example, I searched for WordPress template on Google, and what I really need is a WordPress template course, a tutorial for me to learn how to use WordPress templates, right? So I come in Google, or I search for WordPress template, and the first page or the first couple of pages that I see here, the links there, doesn't provide what I really need. So I go inside these pages. For example, this one is 2018's newest premium WordPress themes. They're selling, for example, WordPress themes. I go inside it, I see there is no tutorial, there is no course there for me, and this is not what I wanted, so I come back, right? This is called bounce, and to the number of these bounces on a website, on a web page, it is called bounce rate. Now, the next term is conversion rate. Conversion rate means, for example, I come and I find the link, the right link for me. I go inside, I see that, all right, there is a WordPress template course there, and this is what I wanted, and I buy the product, I buy the course, or I do whatever I have to do on that web page. Okay, this way it is called, me as a user, I converted, and to the number of these converted users, it is called conversion rate. So in marketing, the lower bounce rate and the more conversion rate, it is much better. So the next type of keyword was long tail keyword. Now, long tail keywords, they have more or less usually between 3 to 8 words inside them. Now let's change the example which we had above to long tail keywords. For example, WordPress template for online t-shirt store. As you can see, it is very specific for a specific situation, for some exact number of people. Let's say I want to start an online store and sell t-shirt there. I go to Google and search for WordPress template for online t-shirt store. It is very exact. The next one, chocolate cake. How to make chocolate cake at home. It is specific for a specific situation. The next one, job. I'm looking for a job in New York, so it will exactly show me the job requests on New York. So this way I will get to what I want faster, and for me as a user, I will get converted much easier, right? So the purpose here for us is to use a keyword in our web pages which has lower bounce rate and higher conversion rate, which we have to use long tail keywords. All right, so on the next part, we are going to talk about different type of broad and long tail keywords. Let's go for the next one. So what are the different type of these keywords? On broad keywords, we have only general type, such as, for example, sales, best laptop, London hotels, etc. Right? But on long tail keywords, we have 3 main type: informational, transitional, and general, right? So let's look at the examples. For informational, we can use how to sell t-shirt online, right? So when we are talking about how to stuff, how to do this, how to do that, these are informational long tail keywords. Now, transitional, buy a laptop in London, buy this, or for example, let's say, how much is the price of this product? When we are searching for these kind of keywords, we are talking about transitional long tail keyword. And then last one is general, which is, for example, e-commerce, WordPress website. We are not talking about learning something or how to do something, or we are not talking about buying something. Simply, we are just looking for some type of information on different websites, right? So now these were the different type of broad and long tail keywords, and now we have a pretty much good idea about keywords, and from the next lecture we are going to start creating our list of keywords. So let's go for the next one. In this part, we are going to start to create our keyword list. All right, so if we come to our SEO checklist here, you will see that our first step is create a keyword list, and here is the list of places that we can use to create this keyword list, and together we are going to talk about each of them, right? So come here. The first step, the first place that we can use to find right keywords, good ideas for our niche, is Wikipedia. So we can go to Wikipedia. For example, you want to create a web page about a specific topic that you are very good at, you know that topic very well, and you want to write something about it. You want to, for example, or you want to write something about it, you want to sell a product there. So you more or less, you know in which area you want to create your web page. You can come here, you can go to, for example, Wikipedia and search for your term, search for your niche there, right? Here at this for this example, we're going to go to Wikipedia and search for example, digital marketing, right? So I'm going to put the link here so you can have access to it easier. Let me make this page a bit bigger so you can see everything easier. All right, so here we are in Wikipedia, and what you should do here, what you should look for are some highlighted words, and just go through the first couple of lines and find the words that are connected with your business, with your niche, right? So here we can come down, we see, for example, internet display advertising. We come down here, we have search engine optimization, search engine marketing, content marketing, influencer marketing, content automation, data-driven marketing, e-commerce marketing, and we can come, there are a lot of things here. For example, social media marketing, social media optimization. And as you can see, all of these words are connected. All of these terms, all of these keywords are connected to the main keyword, to the main topic that we have searched for, right? So all you have to do is to just write all of these keywords in a text file, and later we are going to go very deep in it. And as you can see, all of these keywords are more or less broad keywords. And what we have to do here is that just create our list, store our keywords there, and later step by step convert some of these keywords which are very good, which are better than the other ones for our web page, convert them from broad keyword into long tail keyword. All right, so the first step was Wikipedia. You can just come here and go through the information and find the highlighted keywords. Let's go back here. For example, here as we can see, we have 10 keywords in this topic. And let's go for the next tool that we can use here to gather more information, to get more ideas about the keywords that we want to work on. So the next tool that we are going to talk about is Ubersuggest. So here I have put the link for you. You can just open it. And this is their website. Here you can come down and enter your keyword. You can select an area for it. Let's search for United States and click on search, and let's see what information Ubersuggest is going to give us. First of all, as you can see, it is giving us some general information that how much search volume it has, which is high, 40,000 searches for this keyword every month. The next one is SEO difficulty, which is 49 on Medium, which is telling us how hard or how easy is that to rank in this broad keyword. The next part is paid difficulty, which is hard. It is hard to make an ad and become successful in this keyword, to rank in this keyword. The next one is CPC, cost per click, and it is almost $13, and you can see how high it is. For one single click of a user just come and see your ad in Google search and click on it, they will cost $13 in United States. All right, so you may go to, let's see it together. You may come to Google and search for digital marketing. Let me change this to .com. You may search for digital marketing, and as you can see, the volume is much more. It is 300,000. The cost per click is lower. It is $3, and the competition is 0.5. You may say why the result here is different. The result here is global, but here in Ubersuggest we are seeing this result in United States. And if I change this to some other country, we are going to see a different result. All right, and here you can see the search volume in different months of the year. And if we come down, here is the part that we are looking for, keyword ideas. We have digital marketing, we have affiliate marketing, social media marketing, human resources management, free market, free online course, market research, etc. So here Ubersuggest is giving us additional information about this keyword, and we can take a look at their search volume and the cost per click and the paid difficulty or SEO difficulty, and select the ones write down the ones that you think you have a better chance to rank in. For example, for this one, digital marketing, the volume is high, it is good, but the cost per click, it is so much. If you don't want to use ads, so you can avoid looking at cost per clicks, but if you think maybe later you want to work on advertisement in Google, just pay attention a little to the numbers here and try not to select the one that are very expensive. Also, paid difficulty is for the time that you want to create ads, but here we have SEO difficulty. So as you can see, these two are much easier to rank in. For example, free market and human resource management, maybe it is not connected to our topic. Okay, I'm not saying that exactly just go for the easiest one and whatever it is, rank in it, right? Just select the ones that you think are much simpler, much easier, right? So here at the left side there is a menu. You can click on this third one. It is written keyword ideas, and as you can see, it is giving us, it is suggesting almost 800 keyword ideas. So we can come down and go through all of them, take a look at them. For example, social marketing, it is 4,000, but the cost per click and the paid difficulty is high, but the SEO difficulty, it is low. It is, for example, how much it was 34. It is easier to rank. I'm not saying it is very easy, but it is easier comparing to the other ones. For example, this one is what is digital marketing. It is 18. You can rank in that easily, right? So at the bottom of the page here, you can come here and copy to clipboard or export to CSV. And you don't need to just export all of these 800. Just come from above and select the ones that you really want. For example, this one, copyright free image, for example. You may find this keyword interesting and connected to your niche. Just come here and select it. At the left side, you see the boxes here. For example, e-marketing. Let's come down, B2B marketing. I'm just selecting randomly, but you have to go through them, take a look at the numbers, and select the ones that are more connected to your business. All right. Also at the top of the page, as you can see, there is a filter here. Just if you turn it on, you can add more filters. For example, how much should be the minimum or maximum search volume, how much should be the CPC and SEO difficulty, etc. And it will only show you, for example, let's say I don't want SEO difficulty more than 30, right? And let's apply this, and it will show me only the ones that are lower than 30 SEO difficulty. So this way you can find the ones that you really need easier. Also at the left side, as you can see, there are some other useful information that later you can come and go through them yourself. For example, here we have content ideas, here we have SERP analysis, we have overview, here top pages, keywords again, right? So you can come here, go through the additional information that exists here, but we are not going to talk about Ubersuggest anymore. For this step that we have here, that's all of it. Also, you may see cost per click, CPC, in a different way. You may see it PPC or pay per click. They are the similar thing. One other thing that I didn't bring here, I didn't bring keywords everywhere here, because we talked about it before, but right now we are going to go back to keywords everywhere extension and try to get more, try to extract more information from it. All right, so let's come to Google, and we have search for digital marketing before. We have the global search volume, we have the global cost per click, and the competition. Now the competition usually shouldn't be more than 0.4 or 3. Okay, lower than 0.3 you have a chance. Okay, higher than 0.3 it is getting, for example, between 0.3 till 0.6 it is harder, and you have to work harder on that. You have to bring a lot of traffic to your web page to get to rank number one on these terms, these queries, these keywords that have a competition up to 0.6, but after 0.6 it is very difficult. So I'm not suggesting, if it is this is new for you and you don't have a website with a high traffic, don't go for the competition higher than 0.6. Now on the right side here we have related keywords. Now related keywords are the keywords that include the keyword that we have written down with some additional words. For example, we search for digital marketing. Here we have digital marketing course, digital marketing definition, digital marketing examples, etc. Okay, you can export them to a CSV file, and under it is going to suggest a similar keywords. All right, it may not have the exact keyword we have searched for inside them, right? The first couple of ones, they have digital marketing course, for example, but if you come down, you may see some ideas that they don't include digital marketing, right? So this was how you can use keywords everywhere to find more ideas, find more keywords about your own niche, about your own business. All right, so what I want you to do here right now, create a text file or a CSV file. Just gather all of these keywords that you think you have a chance to rank in. Just gather them all in one sheet and keep them there. So later we are going to go back and improve them, compare some of them together, the top ones together, and select the best one, the only best one for our web page. So that was all. On the next part, we are going to talk about competitor keyword research. So that was all for this part. Let's go for the next lecture. So in this part, we are going to talk about competitor keyword research. Before that, let's go to our SEO checklist, and here create a keyword list. If you have started that, and if you did the same, just come here and mark it as complete. And on the next one, here we have competitor keyword research. And there are several tools here that I have mentioned: SpyFu, SimilarWeb, and some other like SEMrush and MixRank. So you can use all of these, but here we are going to focus on 2 or 3 of them only. So the first one that we are going to take a look at is SpyFu. Now, what these websites do, so we will only paste the URL of our competitor web page or website. They will analyze it and they will tell us, they will give us more information about it. Now, the thing here is that maybe you say, all right, in my own niche, in my own business, I have no idea who are my competitors. Okay, so that's simple. Whatever you are doing, come to Google, search for it. For example, let's say I am creating a digital marketing course. So I will come here and I search for digital marketing course. All right, and I will come down. I will, for example, I will take a look at the links here, and I will open some of them that I think they are connected. And for example, here, this website, it is more or less connected to what I'm doing, and they may consider as a competitor for me. So what can I do? I can come here, click on the SpyFu, open their web page, and paste the URL of my competitor here, and click on search. So as you can see, I put the image here too. They will search for it and they will give me some information. For example, they are ranking for almost 14,000 organic keywords, right? And 3,000 paid keyword. You can just go through this information and find the ones that are interesting for you. But the ones that we are going to focus are, one of them is the competition here, organic competitor and paid competitors. From here, you can find other competitors in your own niche. These are the competitors of the website that we just paste the URL. So this way you can search for more websites and find more information, both on organic competitor and paid competitor. Now, if you come down, after all of these, here are the top keywords that this website is ranking. This is the first one is organic and the second one is paid. digital market. Here, as we can see, most of them are digital marketing. The last one is marketing consultant. You can come here, click on view all organic keywords, but it will not show you. It will show you only the ones that were in the previous page. And you have to log in and also become a paid member so you can see all the information. And if you think it's worth it, if you need this information, if you need to know on what keywords your competitors are ranking exactly, you can come here and join as a paid member, right? On the right side, we can see, for example, marketing master, online marketing online course, internet marketing master, certification in digital marketing. Some of them may give you a good idea that, all right, these are interesting. For example, for me, certification in digital marketing is interesting, and maybe I can use it on my own web page, right? So you can come down. There are more information here. The organic ranking history, as you can see, how much they have been ranking and with what search volume. You can just go through the information. There's one other important thing which later we are going to come back here and talk about it, is inbound backlinks. Now, you can see from also, it is not showing all of the information, but only the 5 ones. You can see from where your competitor is bringing traffic to their website. So for example, here they are bringing 400,000 organic click monthly from only this blog. So let's open it and see what this blog is about. These information are very interesting. Later in the third part, which we have to bring traffic, you can come here and use this information. So there's a blog here, and in this blog, you can see their name is mentioned, the Digital Marketing Institute. So a lot of people will come to this blog and they visit this blog, and when they get to this part, they will click on their website. They will jump into for example, my competitor website, and from there they are receiving 400,000 organic clicks. So this way you can find out exactly from where your competitors is bringing traffic, and if it is good, you can do the same, right? So more or less that was all about SpyFu. Let's close it and go for the next one. If we come down here, also here I have explained all of the things that we have talked about. So the next tool that we are going to talk about is SimilarWeb. So let's open SimilarWeb again, copy the URL of our competitor's website. And here at the top left side, free report on any website or app. Just click on it, paste the URL, and click on search. So it will give us some other information, some additional information. As you can see here, we have the global rank of the website is 135,000, country rank is 99,000, category rank is 10,000, and if you can come down, you can see their total visit per month, how much it is, and average duration that people spend on their website is, for example, 2 minutes. Their bounce rate, do you remember that we talked about bounce rate? You can see it is 72%. It's so high. 72% is very high for a website, and if you focus just on long tail keywords, you can decrease these numbers, right? You can see on which countries they are ranking the most: the United States, United Kingdom, India, Germany, Australia. And you can again come down, see their traffic source. 76% of their traffic source is from search engines, all right? 17% from direct, and the rest, very small number from emails, social, and referrals. So you can see how valuable it is to rank in search engines, all right? You can see their referrals, from where they came and where did they go, and their search. Now, this is the interesting part which we are looking for. In the search engines, as you can see, 91% are searching for organic keywords. And as you can see, Digital Marketing Institute, programmatic advertising, video marketing, digital marketing, cover letter, digital marketing. So they are ranking for these. generate, but there are more. As you can see, for example, this one is 3%, 1%, 1%, 1%, 1%. So these are the paid ones. We saw some other examples in the previous website in the SpyFu. So again, if you see any idea, anything, any new keywords that you may be interested in, write them down in your list too. All right. So you can come down again, find out more how they are bringing traffic from their social, from which channels they are bringing traffic, from Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and etc. This is about their advertising, which they're not doing so much here, only 0.5%. And their website content, so which pages have the most traffic. This way also you can find out, for example, on your competitor's website, people value which page the most. Maybe they have a blog, or maybe they have created a web page that people like it the most and they visit there the most. So you can find it out and learn more about it. Maybe apply the same thing on your own website, right? So more or less, these were general information that you can get from SimilarWeb. As I said, in our checklist here, we have other websites too that you can use if you are interested. For example, SEMrush is very popular. Mixrank is also popular. You can come here, use them. I have put the links here. As you can see, here are SEMrush, Mixrank, and etc. You can come here, just open them and use those tools too. So let's come here and check this step as complete. So that was all about this lecture, and on the next part we're going to talk about Keyword Planner. So let's go for the next one. Alright, so the next tool that we are going to learn here is Keyword Planner. With using Keyword Planner, we can import all of the keywords, the list that we have created. We can import them into Keyword Planner, analyze them, and get also more ideas. So let's get started. Come here, and here I have written Keyword Planner Home. Click on it. It will go to Keyword Planner, and the thing is that you have to sign up. If you don't have a Google account, Gmail, you have to create one, sign up here, and usually when you sign up, it will take you to some other pages. You can come back here by coming to Tools and click on Keyword Planner. Okay, it will bring you to the same page. Here we have two options: find new keywords and get search volume and forecasts. Now what we need right now is finding new keywords for our list. So click on find new keywords, and here you have to write down the keywords that you have. You can write down 1, you can write down 100, right? So let's go back to our web page here, and here we had some couple of keywords, around 10 keywords, and let's come back here in Keyword Planner and just paste them all. Then click on Get Started. On the next page, you can see that Keyword Planner analyzed the keyword that we wrote down, and also it is suggesting so much more keywords in these areas. You can see we can come down, and there are too many keywords here, right? So the thing here is that beside getting new ideas, also pay attention to the search volume, to CPC, to the competition. Also here you can see average monthly search, and by any chance, if you forgot what does each of these means, just hover your mouse on it and it will explain it to you, right? So you can come down, get new ideas, and add these new ideas to your keyword list. For example, here we have PPC management, PPC marketing, SEO online e-commerce company, SEO content, SEO firm. We can come down. You see there are a lot of. Also, if you pay attention at the top, we have a period of time for the last. It is showing us the result of the last 12 months. So if you want to change the time, for example, last 24 months or last month, you can change the period of time. You will get a different result, and then you can select the keywords that you want and come here, click on download keywords, and it will download the list for you. Now, there's one thing that we have to do here. On the next part, we are going to talk about Google Trend. Now, on Google Trend, you have the ability to compare up to 5 keywords, up to 5 phrases at the same time, right? So from the list that we have to select something between 5 up to 20 keywords, right? So here you have your own list. Also, you have some additional ideas. What I'm suggesting to you is to just select the ones that you think you're gonna rank. Select the ones that you think, for example, they have a low competition, but also they have a good search volume. And you see, for example, the competition here on marketing campaign is 0.17, which is really good. You can come up in this keyword easily with a little effort. But anyway, select between 5 to 20 keywords that you think they are the best, right? From here, we are going on the next lecture, we are going to talk about Google Trend, and we are going to compare these. And you can, it is really hard to compare, for example, 100 keywords together. So that is why I'm suggesting you to just select between 5 to 20, 25 tops keywords, so you can compare them and get a good result out of it. All right. So more or less that was all for this lecture for Keyword Planner. And if you're ready, let's go for Google Trend. As I mentioned before, on Google Trend, we have the ability to compare up to 5 keywords, up to 5 phrases at the same time and see the result. So you can either go to Google and search for Google Trend, or come here and click on this link here, Google Trend. It will open the Google Trend here for you. And let's make a practice. Let's compare the keywords that we have selected here and see how it will work. Write down your first keyword and just press enter. And here it will give you some information about, for example, here we have digital marketing course, right? It will give you some general information about this keyword in different periods of time. From 1 to 100, it is showing us how was the search result, right? For example, on 22 of July till 28, it was, for example, 35, and on August 12, okay, it's on August 12 it was 100, right? So the top one, it is just showing from 1 to 100 for us to be able to compare, right? On the next part, we have interest by sub-region. As you can see, for example, here it is showing us which cities had the most search volume. As you can see, for example, New York, Kansas, California, Florida, etc., etc. One thing here at the top, as you can see, we can come and select the region, right? You can select worldwide or select in a specific country and search there. For example, if you have a local business, or if your target is only in one country, you have an online product, you want to sell it only in one place, one country, you can come and search search for only that place. Let's just click on worldwide and let's see how. As you can see, the result is completely changed and it is more stable. Now, after that, we have the period of time that we can select: past 4 hours, past days, 7 days, 30 days, 90 days, 5 years, etc. Also, you can select a specific category, right? Art and entertainment. Let's come down. For example, let's say digital marketing course is inside education. Let's select education if we find it here. All right, here it is, job and education. Again, you see the result change. Let's the next part is web search, image search, news search, Google Shopping, YouTube search, etc. But our target here is web search, so we will let it be on that. As you can see, interest by region is changed. Before it was on United States, now we put it on worldwide, and it is showing us the top countries. If you come down, you see related topics, related queries. Again, you can get some good ideas from here, but let's skip all these and go for comparing the different keywords. So the next keyword is learn digital marketing, and again press enter. Let's just import all of them together. Digital marketing training, and the last one is online digital marketing. So as you can see, it is pretty much obvious that, for example, learn digital marketing is not a good keyword for us to work on, to spend our time, to invest on it. This third one, it was digital marketing training. Digital marketing training. It's better than the previous one, but we have the other two are much better. So we can either go with digital marketing course or online digital marketing. These two keywords have a better potential for us to become successful at and get a better result, right? Also, you can come down, you see some of the information here is changed, compared, breakdown by region. Again, you can come down, digital marketing course, it is giving us the region, the interest by region, and also related queries, etc., etc. You see, there are a lot of good information here, and you can compare your keywords. So this was how you can use Google Trend to compare your keywords. Now, what you should do right now, just as a practice, go to Google Trend and compare some of the top keywords that you have. Select, for example, one or two. For example, here we can select these two and remove the ones that we are sure they are not good for our web page. And again, go back to your list, for example, and add 2 or 3 or more keywords, and again compare them. Do this over and over until you find the top 5 keywords, the top 10 keywords out of your list. All right, so that was all about Google Trend, and we have to come back here in our checklist. We didn't check Keyword Planner, we check now. Then we have Google Trend, and on the next part we are going to talk about a very interesting extension which is called Moz Bar. Right, so see you on the next one. So Moz Bar. Moz Bar is a Chrome extension that will help us to understand if we can rank in a keyword or not. So just come here, click on Moz Bar, it will open the Chrome Web Store. You can add it to your Chrome and activate it. And after you activate Moz Bar, when you go to your Google and search for it, as you can see, it is at the top right side here, Moz Bar. And when you search for a keyword, under each website, it is giving us some additional information. So in our case, I have searched for digital marketing course. The first link which it is not giving us any information about that, but beside the first one, we can see some additional information. For example, here on the first link, we see PA and also DA, right? PA stands for page authority and DA stands for domain authority. Now, if you pay attention here, for example, in the domain in the URL that they have digital marketing. Okay, the next one they have Digital Marketing Institute. The next one they have, for example, digital marketing here, right? So they have the exact phrase, the exact keyword that we are searching for. They have it in their URL, and also on their page, on their content, we can see digital marketing course. Here we can see digital marketing course. Again, on the third one, we can see digital marketing. There is no course here, but they have the course on their URL. If they are ranking in Google using their domain, using their URL, their domain authority is going to be high. As you can see, for example, the first one is 84, 52, 91, 91. For example, if in a search, in a keyword, you see number 91, it's extremely hard to rank in that keyword. But if we come down, maybe we see lower. For example, here we have domain authority 48, For example, this is possible, we can come till here, this is possible to achieve, right? But the high numbers, like for example 91 and page authority 52, it is extremely hard. Lower than 40, with a little effort, with following the instructions, you can achieve, you can rank in the number 1, 2, or 3 in Google, right? So all you have to do is to write down your keyword and take a look at the page authority and domain authority of the result that you can see here. And if it is lower than 40, you have a chance to rank number 1. Let's try something more specific. For example, best online digital marketing course. Okay, it is what was suggested here. And come down, as you can see, page authority here for the first result is 24 and domain authority is 33. So we can be sure that we have a chance here to rank in best online course for digital marketing, right? Best online digital marketing courses. Also, Mozbar offer other services. If you go to their website, here is their website. It is not just a Chrome extension. You can sign up on their page, on their website, and get a lot of other services from them. Here you can find the pricing. You can see it's a little bit expensive. If you have a budget and if you really want to work on it, you can come here and use their service, read more about their service, and if it is helpful for you, you can use them. Let's go back to our page, and here in our checklist we can come here, and number 5 is Mozbar. We checked it, and on the next part, let's see if we don't have anything. Right, on the next part we have to validate our keyword and find the best possible choice for our web page, right? So that was all. Let's go for the next lecture. Keyword validation. Now in this part, till now we have learned a lot of different tools for searching the keywords, for finding good ideas, comparing the keywords together, getting more information about each keyword, page authority, domain authority, search volume, competition, etc., etc. Now what we have to do is to go back to some of these tools, put our list there, and start to pay attention, compare them, select the best ones. All right, so here on keyword validation we are going to use Keyword Planner, Keywords Everywhere, which is the Chrome extension. We are going to use Mozbar, and also finally we are going to use Google Trend. So what you should do here, go back to Google Keyword Planner, and here instead of find new keywords, click on Get Search Volume and Forecast. Go to your list. Here we had some keywords. Go to your list, how many they are, 40, 50, 100, doesn't matter. Go there, bring them all here. You can also upload them as a file. Okay, just click on Get Started, and here Keyword Planner will bring all of your keywords, and it will not suggest you anything new. It will just compare the ones that you have imported. Now here we have at the left side, we have our keywords, then we have the search volume, then we have cost per click, competition, and okay, they're all in group 1. That doesn't matter. And for example, let's say if you want to spend on this one, campaign marketing, if you want to spend $3, how much it will cost you to get, for example, 1,000 impression, and how many clicks you will receive. For example, if you spend $3, the cost per click is almost $7.5, but if you spend $3, you will get 18 clicks with that, right? And also 1,000 impressions. You can also pay attention to the numbers here. Let's say this is for the part that if you want to do ads on Google, this is really helpful, and also it will give you a good idea to select the best keyword that you have here. Okay, let's change this number to, for example, let's say if we want to spend $1 per click, how much we will receive on content marketing, right? On content marketing, if we spend $1 on each click for only 1 month. You can see at the top we have the period there. For 1 month, we will receive almost 2,800 clicks with 175,000 impressions, and also we have to spend something around $1,000, right? So you get a pretty much good idea what you can do here and how you can work with this stuff. Select the best one, pay attention to the volume. For example, this one, search engine optimization, has huge number of volume and a low competition. For example, this can be a good idea. So in general, compare them together, select the ones that have a huge volume with a low competition, right? For example, lower than 0.3 is really good. And then here I have mentioned it, lower than 0.3. And then go to Google itself, select, for example, let's say your top keywords are, for example, 10 keywords, 15 or 20, depend on your research. Go to Google, write each of the keywords, make a research and see, use mouse bar and see on which of these keywords you will have a chance to rank #1, right? Pay attention to the page authority and the domain authority, and just try to select the keywords that have a lower page authority and domain authority, lower than 40. All right, select the ones you may remove, for example, 5, 10 or 20 of your keywords here, and the rest of the keywords, then go to Google Trend here and just write them down and see the graphs, see the numbers, and compare them together, right? And finally, after using all of these tools, you have to stay with only one keyword, the best keyword possible for your situation. All right, so that is all you have to do for keyword validation. And on the next part, we are going to have an assignment, and after that we are going to get to the second section, which is building our web page following SEO instructions. Let's go for the next one. Congratulations, you have made 1/3 of the way, right? So finding the keyword, selecting the keyword, selecting the best suitable keyword for your web page is 1/3 of the way. And it is really hard to select the best ones, because if you make a mistake here and select a wrong keyword, whatever you do, it's gonna be very hard to rank in search engines. All right, so what we are going to do in this section, we are going to focus on the instructions that help us to have a successful SEO, right? Instructions to build our web page, right? Before we jump into the section, before we go to the next lecture, there are two things that we can rank here. One of them is our website and the other one is the web page. All right, your website, let's say, for example, if you come to Google and search for my name, what you will see here, again, let me change this to .com. What you will see here, the first one is gonna be my website, and you see the different pages that I have here. Okay, this is ranking for the website, and because I have my the keyword that you have searched for it, I have the domain of that, I'm gonna rank #1. Now the thing is that what we're trying to do here is to rank for a web page. All right, we create a web page, for example, whatever my domain is, I can rank for, let's say, digital marketing course, right? That is completely separated thing. So in this section, we are going to focus on our web page, follow some specific instructions so we can rank higher in search engines. All right, so that was all for the introduction. Let's start this section. So the first step that we have to pay attention on building our page, our web page from SEO perspective, is our page title, URL, and our page headline. Okay, so the thing here is that there are many different web services out there and we cannot cover them all in this course, but we are only going to focus on the top one, which is the WordPress. So it is completely the same in other web services. The settings may look different, but if you just pay attention to what we are doing, you can get more or less the same result. All right, so here we are. we are gonna focus on WordPress and how to accomplish this kind of stuff in WordPress. So when we say page title, URL, and headline, let's come to for example, this is my website. This is the WordPress. Let me just close the mouse bar here. This is the WordPress theme that I have here, and this is actually the page that we are in right now, right? So at the top of the screen, we see our page title, which is SEO tutorial A to Z plus SEO for WordPress website and marketing. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to rank in search engines. Under it, we see the URL of this page, and if I click on edit, I can edit it the way that I want. And the focused keyword, the main keyword that I want to rank in, must be both in the URL and both in my page title. And the headline of my page is the first title of that I have written down in my web page. All right, so URL is a little bit easy. You have, for example, 5, 6 main keyword that you want to rank in. You will write them down all in your URL. Remember, write down the main keywords. Do not write down, for example, if there's let's say you have a long tail keywords, for example, how to rank #1 in Google using this tool, right? You don't need to write down, for example, the common word like to, in, at, these kind of words. You do not need to write them down into your URL, just the main keywords. But for page title, it is a little bit more difficult, so we are going to use different tools to improve our page title and find the best suitable choice. All right, so come back to our SEO page here, and here I have mentioned 2 different tools. Also, you can find these tools on our checklist, our step step number 7. You can see the tools in the description, but anyway, if you come here, you have the second tool. So click on the URL here, it will open the page. So here at the middle of the page, you should write down your headline and click on Analyze Now. Alright, so it analyzed the headline that I have pasted here, the complete SEO tutorial A to Z SEO for WordPress website. Now it is telling me the words that the different type of words that include in my headline. Now there are 4 different type of words: common words, uncommon words, emotional, and power words, right? So to improve your headline, you can pay attention. It will give you some tips on how to improve your headline. For example, what are common words, what are uncommon words. Also, we have them here. I put them here for you, some examples. We have the common, uncommon, emotional, and power words. You can come down, for example, in common words, we have a, about, after, and, her, how, this kind of words. Uncommon words are, for example, actually, awesome, baby, beautiful, this kind of examples. We have emotional and we have power words. You can go through the examples, and also if you want to have more information, I have prepared a PDF for you that include a lot of examples of these words. You can just come here, click on download the list of useful words for headline, and here they are. For example, power and emotional words, you can see the list here. Then we are going to have common words, then we are going to have uncommon words. All right, using this list, it will help you to improve your headline. Now above 60, 70, it is more or less good on this website. If you come down, it will give you also more information about, for example, the length of your headline. For me, it includes 55 characters, but the words are, for example, 10 words, which is not so good. It is on average. Again, you can come down. The first 3 words and the last 3 words are very important because our eyes will see them first. So for me, it is the complete SEO tutorial. The first 3 words is the complete SEO, which I can work on that. I can improve it, make it, for example, SEO tutorial, bring it at the beginning. And the last 3 words here is for WordPress website. Well, WordPress website is good, but for I can work on that, right? We can come down here. It will give me the main keywords on my headline, which is, for example, SEO, WordPress website, which more or less it is right. And after that, it will show me how it will look on Google search, how my headline is gonna look on Google search. And if it is longer, for example, I think the number was 70 characters, if I'm not wrong. Let me check out. All right, here it is. Do not use more than 70 characters in your headline, because here in Google search, if you have more than 70 characters, it will not show the rest. All right, so it will lose the effect that you are looking after. Here I have put another link for you. It is a letter count. You can come here and just simply paste your headline and click on count characters. It will tell you how many characters you have on your headline, right? So this was the first tool that will help us to analyze our headline. It will help us to improve it, to bring it to a better suitable number. Now the second tool, which is a little bit more accurate, is let's come down here, and all right, here it is. This is our second tool. Just open it in another page, and let's just copy and paste. I have changed this, I have improved this page title, and let's test it here. Okay, select the category that you want to rank in. For me, it is education. Submit for analyze, and as you can see, it is 62. Now let's pay attention to something here. For the example that I have put here, I wrote down the complete SEO tutorial A to Z SEO for WordPress website, and I ranked 55. Okay, now I have changed this to rank higher. So I brought SEO tutorial at the beginning. So as I mentioned, our eyes will see only the first and the last three words. These words will grab our attention much faster. So I brought them here. Also, I add, beside WordPress website, I add marketing too. Okay, there's an and here. It didn't bring the and here, and it is explaining how good or how bad my headline it is. Let me tell you something. If you rank higher than 50 in this website, your headline is quite good. You are safe to go with that. All right, for my situation at the beginning, using the first headline, it was 55, but when I improved it, it is 62 now. Right, it is extremely hard to cross 70-80 number on this website. All right, so using these tools will help you to analyze your headline, find the problems, find the mistakes, and you will know how to improve your headline. Right, after that, we have URL, which we talked about it. On the next part, we are going to talk about a very interesting and useful plugin that will help us a lot in building our web page from SEO perspective. So let's go for the next one. Alright, so in this part we are going to learn more about a very useful, very powerful tool for WordPress, which help us a lot in SEO. So what you have to do, the name of this plugin is Yoast plugin, and what you have to do is to just go to your WordPress dashboard, go to plugins and add new. From here, just come to the search bar here and write down Yoast. And here it is, Yoast SEO, right? More than 1 million active installations. So I already have installed it. Just click here to install and then activate it. And how you can use Yoast. So when you come to your pages, here I am in the same page that we are reading our SEO materials. And if you come down at the bottom of the page, you will see the plugin right there. All right, here it is, Yoast SEO. So there are several important things which we have to follow. So here we have the snippet preview. This is a rendering of what this post might look like in Google search, right? So here we will see the title, we will see the URL, and we will see the description. Now, the important thing here is that we have to edit some part of it. So click on this snippet generally, and here you have the ability to change your SEO title. You have the ability to change your slug or the URL, and also very important thing here is the meta description. Now, if you don't write any meta description for your page, Google or any search engine will take the first 150 words of your website and consider it as the meta description to show it in the search engine. All right. So it is very important to complete all of these. Now under it you see a green bar, and this is showing you how many more words or characters you can write in your title or in your meta description. Now your title can be anything, your page address can be anything, but if you come here and change it, add something to it, it will override the page title, the headline, or the slide. All right, so you can override everything from here. Now well, we already found out about our SEO title. You can use the same thing. We already have our URL address. You can use the same thing, but the meta description we didn't talk about. Now it is very important to use your focused keyword in SEO title, in your slide, and also in your meta description. Your SEO, your focused keyword must be in all of these. All right, so where you can add your focused keyword, we already used the keyword in our page title and our URL, but we really didn't talk about what is our focused keyword and where we can add it. So if you install Yoast, if you come down a little bit, you can see here we have focused keyword. So if you click on it, here you have the ability to add your focused keyword here, right? So my focused keyword is SEO tutorial, right? I have searched for it. It was the best possible choice for me to rank in according to the traffic that I have and other situations that I consider, right? So this is my focus keyword, and here I have it, SEO tutorial. Here I have it in my URL, SEO tutorial, and also in my meta description. Here you can see I have SEO tutorial in the description too. So when people search, they will see it this way. They will see it, all right, there's another SEO tutorial in the description. It will be highlighted as you have seen before on Google or any other search engine. The things that I can tell you for your meta description, besides that it has some effects on SEO, it has effects on people too, because people when they're searching, some people will start to read your meta description. Okay, what is it about? They want to find the right website for themselves. So here explain exactly what you are delivering in this web page. All right, if you're selling a product, exactly talk about that. This will decrease your bounce rate, it will increase your conversion, and also it will attract the people who really need what you are providing in your web page. So write exactly what is happening in your web page in your meta description, and also don't forget to start it with a verb. All right, this will grab more attention. It is more action, and it will direct people exactly to what they want. Right, so start with a verb. Also write down your SEO, your focus keyword here, and along the way, as you're working on your web page, Yoast will give you a lot of good tips. As you can see, these are a lot of tips that Yoast gave me. I worked on all of them, and as you can see, all of them are green and they're right. So for any other situation, when you are starting your web page, you will see some of them are red, and it is just giving you tips so you will know how you can improve your web page. But don't worry about that, we are going to talk about them in the upcoming lectures. So more or less that was all about this lecture. On the next part, we are going to have an assignment. We are going to practice what we have learned by now, and after that we are going to work on our web page very deep, what we have to use, how much we have to use, and etc. Right, so That was all. See you in the next one. Welcome to the next lecture. In this part, we are going to focus on all the important rules, all the important structures from SEO perspective that we have to follow on our web page here, right? So before I mention that, when you install Yoast, when you come to the plugin in your web page, it will give you a lot of different tips on how you can improve your web page. All right, so let's together read these tips and I will explain what they are and how you should apply them. All right, so here I have written all of the tips that it has been given to this page. So let's together work on them. So here, first of all, we have two steps that you have to focus on here. The first one is readability, the ability for people to easily read what's going on your page. All right, your text must be easy to understand, must be easily readable. All right, so the first part is about readability, and the second part is focused mostly on SEO. All right, so we will get to each of them. Let's for now start with readability. First of all, when you create your page, at the top of the page, on the right side, you see here there is the status for readability and SEO, which for my situation, both of them are good and green, right? But if you come down, if for you it's, for example, one of them is red or orange, you can come down here and start improving the problems that you have here. So let's come to the first one. At least on your sentences, you need 30% transitional words. Transitional words are like, here I have put the link for you, so you can come here and click on it. Transitional words are, for example, therefore, besides, that. These are all transitional words. At least in your text, in your web page, you must have 30% transitional words. All right, so this is the minimum. For my situation in my page, if you have paid attention, here it is, mine is 26%. all right, so I had to add 4 more percent to get all of these green and in the right way, right? All right, so let's go for the next one. This plugin Yoast itself, it will take out the text that we have wrote, and it will put it in a test, flash reading ease. Right, it will test it there. I have put the link there. It will test it, and your score, here are the scores. If your scores is between 0 till 30, your text, your copy is readable only by university graduates. Right, it means that not everyone have the ability to understand what you have wrote. If you use some difficult words to understand, some technical words, it will decrease your score, right? So be aware of that. If you get a score between 60 to 70, it means that your text is easily understood by 13 to 15 years old students. And if you score between 90 to 100, your text is easily understandable by an 11-year-old student, right? In my situation, I got the score 72, which is easily understandable, easily readable for the people who are my target. So if your target are, for example, children, you should be aware of this. If your target is, for example, university graduates, you should be aware of that. So here, if you get, for example, 20 and you are writing about something scientific, that's all right. Okay, so the next one is talking about subheadings. Now, what are subheadings? So let's come here. When we want to add text to our, let's say, web page, let's come to, for example, here, right? I'm gonna click on edit, and let me increase the size. So here, if I select any text here, it is telling me the type at the bottom of the screen. Here it is written P, it means paragraph, and also you can see that the top part here, it is written paragraph. So we have different type of text here. We have paragraph, heading 1, or it is called also H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, and H6. So your text must always have H1, H2, and H3 and 4 inside it. Okay, so you should be careful about that. For example, here, this keyword validation, it is H3. Now, I can show you there are some other texts here that are H4. For example, here, this is H4. Let me show you. All right, let's come up here. This is H3. This is the main title in this part for me. And here, this is H4. You can see these are called, these H4, H3, these are called subheadings. And when you are writing a text, after, for example, 4 or 5 lines, you must have a subheading to increase the readability of your web page. All right, so this is one of the important things that you should consider all the time. So the next thing that we have to pay attention is to not write a long paragraph. Right, it means that if you write a paragraph which has 15 lines in it, you will have a problem in readability. It will make it harder to understand and read your web page. So you should avoid that. The next one is try not to use sentences that have more than 20 words. Right, you can use it in some situations, but the number of these sentences shouldn't be more than 25% of your text. So in my situation, for example, you can see here 22% of the sentences contain more than 20 words, which is less than or equal to the recommended maximum of 25%. So maximum, the limit here to have sentences that have more than 20 words is 25%. And if you have less than number, it is perfect and fine. So the last thing that we have to pay attention in readability is passive voices. So in my situation, I have 3.7% passive voices, which the maximum is 10%. So I'm good, but it is better not to use passive voices. Now you may ask, what are passive voices? So here I have put the link. Just click on it. It will provide more information, but just to practice, here are some examples of passive voice and some better alternative to change this passive voice. So as an example, this product can be bought in our web shop. The better option is to say customers can buy this product in our web shop. Okay, now we are talking about users, right? Before we were talking about the product itself. Okay, it has the same meanings, but our focus in the sentence is different. The bags are checked by a security employee. A security employee checks the bags. You see, you feel the difference, right? The right column is easily understandable. They both have the same meanings, but the passive voice, it is a bit harder to understand. So pay attention to this. If you wrote a lot of passive voice in your copy, try to fix them, work on them, just change the places, put the people who do something at the beginning, and start your sentence that way. All right, so this was more or less about readability. Let's go for SEO steps that we need to consider here on our page. So the first thing that we have to pay attention here is that our first paragraph in our web page must have our focus keyword in it. All right, so this is number one. Number two, the exact match keyword density. It is very important that when you're writing your copy, and let's say, for example, in my situation, my focus keyword is SEO tutorial, the minimum number, the minimum amount, the minimum percentage that I can use my keyword, my focus keyword in my copy is 0.5%, as you can see here, right? This is the minimum. Lower than this will affect your SEO, right? It is much better to use it more, like for example 2, 3, 4% of your text include your focused keyword, but please do not come lower than 0.5% because this is the minimum, right? The next one, meta description must contain our focused keyword. So before we talked about it, we have seen it here. We have SEO tutorial, right? Let's go for the next one. The focused keywords appear in one subheading in your copy. I had 21 subheading. The minimum is 1. In one of them, my focused keyword must appear. The next one, the images on this page contain alt attribute with the focus keyword. Now, what does that mean? So here we are. Let's open one of these texts here. Okay, for example, this one. Let's say I want to add an image here, right? I'm going to go to the next line. Here, I'm going to click on add media. And let's say I want to add one of these images, right? I'm going to add this one, for example, okay? When you want to add an image, you have the ability to write down an alt text for it, okay? So here I have written some keywords as an alt text for my image, and inside it, here you can see SEO tutorial, which is my focus keyword. All of your images must have. They both must have. First of all, when you upload an image, don't just upload some random name, like for example, screenshot 12 or AAA. This kind of, don't upload this kind of images with these kind of titles. All right, write down a right title. Use keywords, important keywords for your image name, and also use the same thing for your alt text because it has a SEO effect on your page. And this way you are good to go. You can insert your image into your web page. All right, so let's go for the next one, which is the text contains 2,790 words. This is more than or equal to the recommended minimum of 300 words, meaning your web page minimum must have 300 words. All right, lower than that it is not recommended from SEO perspective. So next one, it is very important to use internal and external link, inbound or outbound link on your web page. As you can see here in my web page, as we went through it, there are a lot of internal and external, not internal, we will get to the internal part. There are a lot of external links here. For example, here we talked about meta description. You can just come here, click on the text, it will take you to some other website, right? So it is very important to use links in your website. Now, both of them, we are going to talk about backlinks later, but right now we are just focusing on the links that exist on your web page to some other website. It will help you a lot. It will help your page to rank higher in SEO. As you can see, we had a lot of links along the way. And if we come down, it is written the exact number. Here in this page, we had 32. I think it's more, it's before, because after this, I have edited the page. So let me just come here. All right, here it is. On my web page, I have 50 normal outbound links. All right, so it is very good. It is very useful. Try to do it all the time. Whenever you are writing something, whenever you are writing a copy on your web page, try to explain everything using external links. All right, now if you pay attention here, this page has one internal link. Okay, it means one of these, I think it's here, right? This one, cognitive biases. All right, this is a link. I can click it. I can click on it, and it will open another page, but it will open a web page inside my own website. These are also important. Let's say you have, for example, 10 products or 10 blogs that they are connected to each other, but you are writing it in a different view. You can, when you come down, when you're writing about something, if it is connected to one of your other blogs, you can simply just write down the link there, so people can click. For example, here I was talking about that in your meta description you can use cognitive biases if you know what are cognitive biases. And for example, if you don't know, you can come here and click on it. It will open another page in my own website, right? Here I have a video. It will explain one of the cognitive biases for you, and etc., right? So same as external link, internal links are also important. Let's come down here. We skip this one. The SEO title contains the focus keyword, which before we talked about it. Here is our SEO title, which include the focus keyword SEO tutorial. So we are good to go. Let's go for the next one, not the next one after that. The SEO title has a nice length. Now the length is important. Before I told you, you shouldn't use more than 70 characters. And that was about the length. The focus keywords appear in the URL of this page. We talked about it before in the snippet part. Here we have SEO tutorial in the link. And the last one is that you shouldn't use the same focus keyword in different web pages on your website, right? Each web page must have their own different and unique focus keyword, right? So pay attention to that. More or less that was all. There's some other thing that I want to point out. Let's go to the top of the page. There are some other things which is called unordered list. As you can see here, there are, for example, you see our bullet points. You see there are some dots, and in front of it there is a text. Using these are really useful because Google somehow will show them. For example, you may search for some specific question on Google, and Google will exactly show you these bullet points, these unordered lists. So try to, at the top of your page, usually try to use unordered lists. I have tried to use them along the way. As you can see, this is, for example, these ones that have a number is ordered list, and the ones that are just dots are unordered lists. As you can see, I have used a lot of unordered lists on my web page. For example, let's make a search on Google, and I will show you how these ordered lists or unordered lists will appear on Google. I searched for different terms, different keywords here until I found this example on Google. So as you can see, I searched for how to bake a cake, and you see here are the steps. And if I go to this website, I will see this ordered list on their website somewhere, right? So more or less that was all the rules that we have to follow from SEO perspective on our web page to get a better successful in ranking in search engines. I know this lecture became a little bit long, but we needed to talk about all this stuff. And on the next lecture, we are going to talk about backlinks, which is very important on SEO. See you on the next one. Welcome to the next part. Here we are going to talk about backlinks, which are extremely important in SEO, and they have a huge effect in bringing your course higher in the search results. So what are backlinks? Backlinks are called to the links that appear in other websites and direct traffic to our website or our web page. And they have a huge effect. Search engines will see this kind of stuff and they value it a lot. So before we have seen backlinks in our competitor keyword research, if you paid attention, there was a part that we saw that from where they are bringing traffic to their website. Let's just take a look at it again and see how our competitors are doing this and from where they are bringing traffic. So here we are in a SpyFu, and we are going to track digitalmarketinginstitute.com. So if we come down to the bottom of the page, here we will see 5 backlink. As you can see here, it is also written backlink, and you can see that they have links. For example, the first one is a blog. I think we checked it. Let's try and check all of these and see what these websites actually are. Okay, this is the first one. Let me open the other one. Okay, this is the first one. This is a blog, and here this is called the backlink, Digital Marketing Institute. People come here, click on it, they will jump to digitalmarketinginstitute.com, and this way they are building a traffic, and also search engines like Google will see this kind of stuff. They value it a lot, so they will bring your page, they will bring your website higher in the search result. All right, so this is an example of a backlink. Let's go for the next one. This is also a blog, and one of these links should direct us to the website, to the targeted website. All right, so let's go for the next one and see what these are. All right, this one is also a blog. Doing it using blogs are much easier, and later in the section that we are going to talk about driving traffic to our website, we are going to talk how you can do this kind of stuff, how you can convince someone, how you can find people, bloggers, to write about your web page, to write about your website. And also you can use some other strategies to put backlinks in different websites. One thing let me mention here. There are some people out there in the internet that they will, for example, tell you that, all right, give me $100, I will put, for example, 1,000 backlink in the internet for you. Don't do this kind of stuff, because suddenly the backlinks of your website will increase and search engines will see these spikes. For example, today you have 1 or 2 backlinks, and suddenly tomorrow you have 700 backlinks, and again it will drop. Search engines will see these kind of spikes and they will ignore it, and it will have negative effect on your SEO. So try not to do this kind of stuff, or going to just different website and just, for example, here this is a blog, right? This one doesn't have. Most of the blogs, under it you can leave a comment, right? So for example, for my own website, let me see if I have it here, right? It should be here. You see here there are 85 comments. If I open it, I can assure you a huge number of them are trying to create a backlinks. You see all of these that you see there are a lot of links inside them. These are all backlinks, and people are just posting them, but my plugin will see these kind of posts as a spam, and it will block them all, right? So don't try to create backlink this way, because it will not have effect. Also, it will have negative effect on your website. Okay, so what you should do, you can simply find people who are looking for the information, or let's say you have a web page about a great product that you have made, or whatever it is. There are some other people who have some audiences, YouTubers, bloggers. You can just find those people who want to talk about what you are doing, right? Just send them a message, and you will have a great chance to find someone to write about your web page or record a video for you. Later, as I mentioned in the section that we are going to talk about driving traffic, we are going to pay attention to this strategy much more. Also, there are some other for example, you can upload the link of your website on your Facebook and tag your friends and ask them to visit your webpage. This is one type of backlink from social media, right? So all of these will work. Just whatever you are doing, do not try to use ways that search engines look at them as a spam or tricks or cheating. Okay, so more or less that was all about backlinks, and next we're gonna have a great assignment together. So let's go for the next one. So by now we have done a lot of different steps. We have made a research about keywords, we found our focused keywords, then we start creating our web page, following instructions from SEO perspective, and so on and so on. But you may ask how I can bring my website into search engines like Google, Bing, Yahoo, etc. Okay, you may do all of this stuff, and go in Google, search about your website, search about your web page, and you see you don't even exist, right? How you can connect your website, how you can, let's say it this way, how you can introduce your website to the search engines. Okay, for that, the first part that we're going to focus is on Google. How you can bring your website into Google search engine. In the Excel sheet that we had, in the Google sheet that we had, at the bottom of the page here in the tools, I have put Google Search Console, or you can go ahead in Google and search for it. Here is the link. Open the link. It will come to a page look like this. Click on Start Now, and you will come to a page. Of course, for you, it should be empty. I have my websites here. Before it had a different looks, but recently Google changed it. Before, Google Search Console looked like this. If you see something like this, don't panic. It's the same thing. It still exists. But also, when you just try to search for Google Search Console, Google will direct you to this web page, right? So what you should do here, you should create a property here. Your property is your website. So you create a property here and tell Google Search Console that, hey, this is my website. Okay, bring it into search results, right? So how you can create a property. At the top left side here, you see this is my website. Just click on it, and at the bottom of it, you will see it is written add property, right? So here you will come and write down, let's say, let me just take my own URL and change this part to, for example, test.com. Okay, click on continue, and Google Search Console will start to verify your website. And the verifying part is a little bit, you have to do some things, but it is easy. Okay, so there are different ways to verify your website, your property on Google Search Console, and Google itself is doing a great job here explaining everything. There are, for example, here there are 5 ways right now. One of them is that Google is giving us an HTML file. You can download this HTML file and upload it on your host, and then come back here and click on verify. This is the first way. The second way is HTML tag. It's pretty much easy. If you have access to the head of your home page, you can just go there and copy and paste this meta tag there. Or if you're using WordPress on Yoast, you can do all these things, right? So you can come here, for example, if you have set up Yoast on your WordPress dashboard, just click on it, and at the top select Webmaster. Here is the part that you can verify different search engines. As you can see here, we have Bing, we have Google, we have Yandex, and etc. So how you can do that, what you should do. In this meta tag that you see here, there's a part that is written content. Okay, in front of it there is a code, right? A code inside a quotation. You see the quotations here, right? Just copy and paste the code and come to your WordPress dashboard and paste it here, right? And then come back to your Google Search Console and click on verify. There are some other ways. You can use Google Analytics, Google Tag Manager, or domain name provider to verify your property. You can use all of these ways to complete this task, and after that your website it will take some time, but it will appear in the search result of Google. It is exactly the same for the other search engines. All right. Also, you have to pay attention that if your website, if you're using, for example, if you have SSL, later in the upcoming lectures, we're going to talk about it. But if your website has, for example, HTTPS or HTTP, you have to use HTTP or HTTPS in your property. So as you can see here, I have my properties with HTTP and HTTPS. All right. So follow up on these instructions, create your property. And on the next lecture, we are going to talk about sitemap. Let's go for the next one. So what is sitemap? Well, the name is pretty much obvious. It's a map of your website. And with this map, you are telling Google that, hey, I have, for example, 20 pages on my website. And for example, the direction is this way, that you can come to this page, and from this page, you can go to these 2 pages, and etc. etc. It's a general map of your website, but of course, it doesn't look like a normal map. So how we can generate our sitemap and how we can add it to our property. It's pretty much, there are several ways that you can do it depending on what service that you are using, but since we are using WordPress here, and Yoast itself will create the sitemap too. But if you are using other services, you can just search for it, and it's pretty much easy, but it is different for every service out there, right? So come to your Yoast plugin, and here at the top of the page, go to features, right? Come down, and here at the middle of the page, you will see it is written XML sitemaps. Click on the question mark. First of all, it should be on. And when you click on the question mark, enable the XML sitemaps that Yoast SEO generates. So in front of it, you see it is written see the XML sitemap. So click on it, and here it is your sitemap, right? At the top, you see there is an address. This is what we need. And here in this part, you will see each of these are the map of your website. So just copy this address in front of the URL of your website. Come back to Google Search Console, and under index, you will see it is written sitemaps. Click on it, and here you have to add the URL of your sitemap. So it already has the URL of my website. In front of it, I just have to paste the URL of my sitemap and click submit. That's all. And itself, every couple of days, it will refresh itself and take a look at your sitemap. If you add a new web page to your website, it will update it and bring it to Google search results, right? For example, for me, the last update was 2 days ago, and I added some new web pages to my website. So here they are, right? You can click on it, get more information about it, but more or less that's all you have to do to add a sitemap to your Google Search Console. As I mentioned before, it's exactly the same if you want to add your sitemap to Bing or Yahoo to bring your website in their search result. All right, so that was all about the sitemap. And the next part, we are going to talk about queries that we didn't mean to rank in. Let's go for the next one. Indexing. Along the way, after you, for example, add your sitemap here, some time pass, you may add some new pages, new web pages to your website. And even though that you can come here, check out your sitemap, and you see they are updated, but when you search about your new web page on Google, you will not find it, right? So how you can fix this situation? Here, as you can see on the left menu, it is written URL inspection. Click on it, and at the top, write down your URL and press enter. It will search and gather more information about your web page to see if it is on Google or not. Right now, my web page is on Google, okay? And there are more information about it here. But let's say if your web page is not on Google, here you will not see this check mark. So what you should do here is to click on request indexing. It will take between 1 to 3 minutes usually, and after that it will send a request to Google. They will analyze it, and if everything is fine, they will add your web page to Google search. After a couple of hours, you can come back and check about the result, and then you will see if it is rejected for any reason. Maybe there is some errors in your web page, or if not, you will see your web page is approved, and as you can see, you will a check mark will appear beside it. Also, you can see the mobile usability. You can click on it, you will see more information about it. So for any reason, if you don't see your web page on Google search, just come here, request indexing, and soon it will be available. That was all. Let's go for the next one. So in the previous lecture, I mentioned the queries that you didn't mean ranking in, right? So what did I mean by that? Along the way, as you go forward, as you create different web pages, of course, on each of these web pages, you will have your own focus keywords, but each of your web pages may rank in different type of keywords too. For example, before we have seen our competitors analytics and how they are doing in keyword ranking. So let's take a look at it again. I want to point out to the organic keywords that, for example, digitalmarketinginstitute.com is ranking. As you can see here, the organic keywords they are ranking in, the number of them is almost 14,000. It doesn't mean that they have 14,000 web pages and all of these organic keywords are their focus keywords. It means that, for example, let's say they have 100 web pages, but in these 100, they have different keywords for different, each of the keywords in their copies, they are ranking in Google, right? So, what we can understand from this, how we can use this in our benefit. Come to Google Search Console, and here at the top of the page, as you can see, it is written performance. So click on it, and if we come down a bit, you see here it is written queries, and queries are the keywords that people search for, search in Google to find our website or our web pages. So for me, it is you can see it is written Puyati, Puyati Majirad, some of my courses, and etc. Right? Now, what we can do with these information, how we can use it in our own interest. You may rank for some keywords that you didn't mean to, but you come here and you see you're doing pretty much a good job in some keywords, right? If you see something like that, you can invest on it. You can create a new web page for, especially for that keyword, to rank better in it. You can use these kind of opportunities to improve your website, to bring it higher in the search results, right? To bring more traffic to your website. Or if you see, for example, 2 of your pages, 3 of your pages are ranking for the same keyword, you can work on them, maybe merge some of these web pages into each other, and just bring the traffic all into one place. These are the things that you can do. These are the ways that you can improve your web pages and your website using the information you're receiving from queries, right? So that was all about the queries. Also, there are some other interesting stuff here. For example, you can click on pages and see how much clicks and how the traffic came to your website, to which landing page they came. Also, you will see some information about the countries, devices. Of course, if you are using Google Analytics, you will have access to all of this information. And also, in addition, I will tell you that if you're using Google Analytics, there's a part, I think it is in the, if I'm not mistaken, it is in the accusation. Let me check it out, right? Just a second. Let me bring this web page here. Right, under accusation, here it is written Search Console, okay? You can connect your Google Analytics to the Search Console, which we have here. And this way, you will get also the information from the Search Console. You will see them on your Google Analytics too, right? So, more or less, that was all about the queries. On the next part, we are going to talk about something interesting, which is the page speed. Let's go for the next lecture. So in this part, we are going to focus and talk about our page speed, which is pretty much important. Google itself will say that if your the page speed will not have any effect in the search result in SEO, but if your page take a lot of time to load, you will have less chance to be in the search result, okay? It means that if you have a higher speed, it doesn't have any effect. It doesn't bring you higher in the search result. But if you have a lower speed of loading your web page, you will come down in the search result, right? So on the tools in our Google Sheet, I have put the Google page speed test. So you can come here, just click on the link, and this page will open. Here you have the ability to write down the URL of your website and check the speed. So I'm gonna test different websites here. For example, here let's test SpyFu in the page speed. So Google will analyze it, and the good thing about it is that if there are some problems here on your website, Google will tell you that, all right, if you fix this, it will become faster. If you fix this part, it will become faster, and so on and so on. And this is one of the important things, that if you, for example, want to buy a WordPress website, it is extremely important to pay attention to the WordPress, to the speed of the pages, right? Some of the WordPress websites, some of the WordPress templates that you can see out there, you see, all right, there are tons of tools on these templates. There are tons of things that you can do with them, but you don't need them all. But you like it, you may think, all right, maybe sometime later I'm going to use these tools, so I'm going to buy this one and to have more abilities. But the thing is happening because of the huge amount of tools on those templates, the speed is going to decrease, right? So here we are on this is the result of a SpyFu. As you can see, their page speed on mobile is slow. The optimization is good, but as you can see, it took 2 seconds to load the page and almost 4 seconds to load all the documents. We can see the desktop too. You see it is average. You don't need to rank very high in it. Just try to be average, and good is okay. If you can achieve good, it's perfect. For example, here they achieved 81 from 100, which is good. But don't push yourself too hard to get, or I must get 100, right? Just try to be in the green zone, right? And if you come down, for example, here, Google itself will suggest what you can do to improve the speed. The optimization suggestions, you can come down, show how to fix. Click on it. It will explain to you how you can, for example, what file has what type of problem. For example, here your page has 2 blocking script resources and 1 blocking CSS resources. This cause a delay in the rendering of your web page, right? So you can go there and fix this kind of stuff if you have the ability. If no, find someone who can help you with this, because it's pretty much important. As you can see, SpyFu, even though that they are a great company, on their mobile they have a problem. On their desktop they are average, but on mobile they are really slow, so they have to fix this kind of stuff, right? And this is one of the good benefits, that when you buy a very good and high quality WordPress website, you are not going to have any kind of problems like this. So this was about the page speed. On the next lecture we are going to talk about SSL certificate, or simply HTTPS. Let's go for it. So HTTPS or SSL certificate, what is it? It's a certificate that you will install on your website, and it will tell people, users, and search consoles that your website is secure. You have paid attention that, for example, you write the URL of a website, and at the left side of it, you'll see it's a green lock, or a text will become green, where the color will change and become green. It means that this website is secure, right? So in search results, from SEO perspective, if you have a SSL certificate, if your website is secured, you will have a better chance to rank higher in the search result, right? So this is something that it is important and you have to follow. Also, beside that, the users that will visit your website will feel better, they will feel safer. So this is something important that you should do. Now, how you can accomplish this? First of all, depending on what web service you are using. For example, my website is on GoDaddy. I can go there on their website and search for SSL certificates. And as you can see, here are the SSL certificates that they have. For example, it starts from $60 per year up to, for example, $300 per year, right? 300, almost 400. And they have different type of SSL certificates. But you may say, all right, I don't have a budget for this. If you search in Google, you can find some other organizations that simply they will provide a free SSL certificate. For example, if you search on YouTube for how to get a free SSL certificate and install it on GoDaddy, you will find a video, a tutorial that will teach you from which website get a free SSL certification and install it on your website. But there are some complications. For example, some of them only last for 3 months and you have to renew them over and over yourself, right? These are some you may have to follow up some instructions. It may be a little bit difficult, but right, it is free. Here you have to pay for it, but it will do the job itself. And there are some different type on SSL certificates, right? So that was all on SSL certificates. They are important. Do them, just follow up on them. And if you have any problem with them, if you have any challenges, you couldn't accomplish them, depending on the web service that you are using, you can always come to me, ask me a question, and I will answer them. I will be with you as soon as possible, right? So that was all about HTTPS or SSL certificate. And one thing I forgot to mention, if you don't know it, normally your website is HTTP. When you install SSL certificate on your website, it will become HTTPS. And don't forget, you have to go back to Google Search Console and install your property with HTTPS. All right. So that was all about this lecture. On the next part, we are going to talk about something pretty much interesting, which is called data highlighter. Let's go for the next one. All right, so data highlighter. By now we have done a lot of different tasks, which some of them were pretty much boring. For example, let's say writing a copy, you have to pay attention to a lot of different things using internal links inside it, external link inside it. Take a look at your sentences. Don't write long sentences. Use keywords inside them. There are a lot of boring stuff, right? But data highlighter is actually interesting. So here in our Google Sheet at the bottom of the page, you can see data highlighter. You can come on it and just click on it on the link and open. It will take you to the old version of Search Console. Later, they may change this UI and bring the data highlighter to some other place. So if you cannot find it this way, just go to Google and search for Google data highlighter, right? So here in search appearance, as you can see, we have data highlighter. So click on it. All right, so here we are. And to start, to select the web page that you want to highlight, at the top right side, click on start highlighting, right? Here you have to select the URL. You have to paste the URL of the page that you want to highlight. So for our situation, let's highlight this page on my website. I'm going to paste the URL. And then after that, I have to tell Google Search Console that what is the type of this web page, right? Is it an article, book review, events, local business, movie, products, restaurants, software applications, and TV episodes? The reason that we have to select the type here is that later the elements that you have to highlight inside the web page is going to be different, right? For my situation, to show you, it's a product, right? It's one of my courses. It's a landing page of one of my courses. So here I have to come and select products and tag this page and other pages like this, or just this one. Let's say you have 20 web pages that have the structure of your web page is exactly the same, but it is for different products, right? You can make your work easier and just select tag this page and all others like it. But for our situation, we will go with the second option, tag just this page, press OK, and all right, so here we are. And what we should do, we should go and click on the elements that exist in our web page and define them what they are. So generally, data highlighter is a tool that gives you this opportunity to introduce every single element in your web page to Google and say, all right, Google, this is my headline in this web page. This is the image in this web page. This is the product name. This is the product price. This is the product reviews, right? So data highlighter will make the work much easier both for you and Google to analyze the information on your web page. So here we have, I can select the title that I have here, and then I can say, all right, is it a name? Is it a image, pricing, product ID, average rating, etc., etc., right? So for our situation, I'm going to select name. Also, I'm going to select this one and write down name. Then let's go down and I'm going to select this image and say these are images. And itself, it will also try to guess what the other information on your web page is. And if it is wrong, just select them and click on clear tag and it will remove the tag from them, right? For example, here I have the price here. So this is the price, and I don't have any reviews on my web page, and more or less that's all. So let's say you have 10 elements, 20 elements, depending on what you have. Here I have a video, but it's not loading. I don't know why. Yeah, here I have the video. So anyway, this is all data highlighter. And when you're done, just come at the top part here, click on publish and continue anyway. Don't add the missing tags. And that's it. So this way you introduce to Google that, hey, these are the elements on my web page. Okay, so later Google will understand them easier. And when people search for it, they will receive the information much faster and more clear. So that was all about data highlighter. Let's go for the next one. So congratulations, you have came a long way till here. We have talked about keyword research, found out what is our best keyword for our web page. We built our web page. We imported our website and our web page in Google Search Console, and we have done a lot of things, and that's great and really a huge step in SEO. But the final part, which is also important, and without that you will not get the result that you really expect. So the last part is to drive traffic to your web page. Now this is not just about Google search or search engines like that. Let's say you want to rank on YouTube. Okay, it's exactly the same. You create a good video on YouTube, you publish it, you add all the tags you need to, but you have to drive traffic to it. If your video has 20 views, 100 views, it's not gonna go somewhere, right? But if you somehow find a channel to drive 2,000, 10,000, 100,000 traffic to your video, not only that video will be solved, will rank higher in YouTube search result, but also all of your other videos will be affected. The same way, the same thing is gonna happen here. If you just bring a lot of traffic into one page, create one good page and work on it from SEO perspective, bring a huge amount of traffic to that page, it will affect on all of your other pages and your website. Okay, so what we are going to do in this part, we are going to focus on different channels. We're going to talk about them, learn different ways to bring traffic to your web page, and together we're going to practice. All right, so let's go for the next one. So the first channel that we are going to focus on is Quora. You may have heard of it before. It's a platform that people who have questions, they will come and ask questions, and people who have some knowledge about those questions, they will come and answer them. Now, here is a great opportunity. If you are a person who do not have any ability to bring traffic to your website, you do not have a lot of connections, let's say 1,000, 10,000 followers in any social medias, Quora is a great place for you to start to bring traffic to your web page. So how you can do that? You can simply come on Quora, create an account, and Quora will ask you that in which areas, in which fields, which topic you are knowledgeable, right? Let's say right now we created a web page for SEO, right? So I can come here and I say, I know a lot of things about SEO. So what I can do with that? When I say that I have some knowledge about SEO, Quora will start to show me the questions that people ask daily about this topic. And what I can do, I can go to these questions and just write my answer. Now remember that you cannot spam, because if you just try to spam on Quora, they will understand, they will remove your answers, right? So what you should do, just spend some time, like for example 15-30 minutes every day, and just answer 2-3 questions. Really answer them, and at the end of your answers, write down the web page of the address of your web page, and invite people to read more on your website. Okay, this way, for example, someone come on Quora and ask for, let's say, what is SEO, or how I can make a keyword research for SEO. I can go there to the question and answer, write down 1 paragraph, 2 paragraph answer about that question. And finally, at the last part, I can say, hey, if you want to read more about SEO and learn more about it, here is my web page, and you can visit there and you can receive more information. There are a lot of great benefits here. One of them is that you are creating a backlink here, right? Later, search engines will value your website, your web page more and more in the search result. This is 1. 2, you are bringing traffic to your web page, and this is not just one person, because right now maybe this person had this question. Tomorrow, maybe 3 other person has the same question, and what they do, they will go on Google and search for this question to see if they can find any result. And what will happen? They see this question on Quora. They click on it, they come and read the answers, and they will see your answer. Then they will come to your web page. So if you just try to do this every day, let's say put 15 minutes, it's not gonna hurt you much. 15 minutes, 30 minutes spend on Quora, find good answers that you can work on it, you can answer them really good, and then invite people to your web page. Do that for some time, for a month, for 2 months, and then these answers, for example, in 2 months, you can more or less answer 100 to 200 questions, right? And these 100 to 200 questions over a year will bring a huge number of traffic to your website, right? This is a very great way if you are not, if you don't have access to a lot of people on social medias or anywhere else, if you don't have a great email list, this is one of the great ways that you can start today and build your traffic. And also you are building backlinks, which is also great for your web page. So that was all about Quora. And also when you start answering questions, Quora will send you emails, right? They will inform you, they will notify you, hey, for example, in this topic that you are good at, there are these 3 questions. Can you answer them? But they will not spam you. If you stop opening Quora, they will stop sending you emails, right? So that was all about Quora and bringing traffic, building backlinks from Quora. On the next part, let's talk about social medias and what we can do with that, right? So that was all. Let's go for the next one. So the next place that you can bring traffic to your web page are different platforms, different social medias. For example, you may have 100, 200, 1000 followers on Instagram, 100 to 200 or even more friends on Facebook. You can use all of these resources to affect on your SEO on your web page. For example, let's say you have 200 friends on Facebook. Go to your Facebook paste the link of your web page there and tag all of your friends under it. Okay, ask them, invite them, hey guys, I have created a great web page on my website, just please take a look at it. I would really love to hear your feedback about it. Just be honest with them, invite them to your web page. You will be surprised that, for example, let's say from 200 people, half of them or maybe 50 of them will visit your web page. They will talk about it with you, and also it will help you to build your web page from traffic perspective and bring it higher in the search result. Also, if you have a good and successful Instagram page with 100, 200 followers, use that. You can, for example, record a video from yourself to put it as a story. Hey guys, I have created a great web page about, let me do it this way. Hey guys, I have created a great web page about, for example, this topic. Just click on the bio link to visit it. I would really love your opinion about it, right? As simple as that. You will be surprised how many people will follow up on these, will come and visit. Even sometimes you may say, all right, I have a lot of friends, but they're not close friends. Even sometimes people who hate you, they will come and visit your web page. Okay, they want to know more what you are doing. So even though that they don't want to help you and they hate you, but they will be a good traffic for you, right? This way you can use social medias. If you have a successful Twitter, just go there, make a tweet. Hey guys, I have created this web page. Please come and visit it and let me know what you think about it. All right. You have to use all the resources that you have to inject traffic onto your website. This is really important. Don't be shy in this matter. Okay, don't be shy. Some people, no, I don't want to inform my friends. I don't want to inform my, for example, family and relatives. I don't want them to know. If you are shy, especially in marketing, you are not gonna get anywhere, right? So do that. Use all the resources that you have on social media, different platforms. Also, for example, LinkedIn, right? You can go on LinkedIn. You have 1,000, 2,000, 200, I don't know, any number of connections. Just 1 time, 2 times, 3, 10 times share your web page there and invite people to visit it. Okay, so that was all about social medias. Let's go for the next part. So the next strategy that I want to talk about with you, how to bring traffic to your website and your web page, is to check out what your competitors are doing. Before we talked about it, we mentioned it in different lectures which we had by now. So before we went to spyfu.com, we searched for digitalmarketinginstitute.com, and at the bottom of the page here there was some backlink, right? You see they were using some blogs to bring traffic to their web page. Okay, go there. Maybe you find something useful. You see, right, my competitor are using these channels. Maybe I can do the same, right? Find bloggers and YouTubers, ask them, invite them, give them some rewards, and ask them to write about your web page, okay, to write about your product, to make a video about your product, right? There was some time ago, a couple of months back, one day I received a message from a company in France. They were a marketing company, and they have created an online tool for marketers. And they asked me that, hey Puya, we saw your courses, they're all great, we saw the review, people are really happy, and what we want to do, we want to offer you, we want to ask you if you can create a course for our tool, okay? Teach how people can use our tool, and instead of that, we will give you these, for example, 2, 3, 4, 5 rewards. All right, for example, one of the rewards they gave me the free access to their website for a couple of years, right? And their website is very great. I'm still using it and enjoying it. And also I accepted their offer, and I created a free course for them, and I put that course on Udemy, on YouTube, to bring traffic for their website. So there are people out there that they are looking for someone like you to use your web page, to use your website, to talk about it, right? Look for them, find bloggers, send them a message. Maybe you send 200 messages and no one answer you, okay? But you will see there's just one time, two times that someone will respond to your request, and they will write about your website, they will write about your web page, they will create a video for that, and those blogs or videos will bring a lot of traffic for you. As you can see here, just pay attention to this page. You see this website, digitalmarketinginstitute.com, they are receiving 400,000 users, 400,000 visits from only one blog. Okay, if they can do it, why not you? It's pretty much simple, but you have to spend time on it. Okay, nothing comes easy. This is the part that you have to be patient. You have to try over and over. If you don't get result for the first 10 days, for the first month, don't get mad, don't become sad about it. This is how it works. Okay, you have to try, you have to find people, you have to ask them to write about your website, to make a video about your website, and suddenly you will see, you will find 1 or 2 or 10 people who are willing to do that. Of course, do not forget to prepare a good reward for them, right? No one do something for free and just because you want them to do. Okay, it should be good for their situation too, right? Maybe sometimes you will see that some people are exactly looking for the information. For example, let's say you have created a product and you have a website for that product. You will see that some people, they're just looking for someone like you, looking for some product that exactly you have. Okay, you just need to find them and inform them. So more or less that was all on how we can use the backlinks of our competitors to find good information on how we can bring more traffic to our website, how we can contact bloggers and YouTubers, right? So that was all about this part. Let's go for the next one.